Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. So this design was done using this cipher, which is such an incredibly artistically flexible cipher that these same words can look like this and like this. Because this is the English phrase, this is the phrase done in a font that a friend of mine made, which would be the same thing, just done in that font. So this is kind of the bare bones base of the script using this key, whereas this is how you can wrap it around and do calligraphy with it. That all makes sense kind of more in practice. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to the practice. So you read this script starting at the bottom and you go counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time. So here we have the bottom, and going counterclockwise is this way, and we also have this little start marker. That little shape here, that tells you this is the bottom of this sentence circle. And that means our first word is this one because it crosses the bottom. So here we have our first word, and this is the first letter of our first word. And it has a little line going towards the middle. So it matches this one here. And that would be an I because an I has a line going inwards. Then we continue around this word circle and we see a shallow divot, like a bite taken out of the cookie. We're going to highlight this word. This is a shallow divot stem. So this letter stem matches this one here, matches that one there, and that means it's in this row. And because there's no dots, no lines, no nothing by that, that means it's the first column with no dots or lines. Whereas this one would be the R in matter because it has 3 dots. And if we look for it, that would be right there. But anyway, IT, and then we have these two lines. These two lines are the apostrophe, and then we have another shallow divot with 3 lines. So here, shallow divot, 3 lines would be an S, and then we have 1, 2, 3 lines on this shallow divot, making it an S. And a line modifier counts where it ends on a letter stem, and they can count for multiple letters, including looping around to count for the same letter twice, which is what this one does. So IT apostrophe S, and then we have this word, which I put in the negative space just to add a little bit of fun kind of balance. Plus this is the word not, because it is a inverting word. I like to invert the color. It's just kind of a fun little thing. Anyway, bottoms here, we have our N with 1 line on it, so like that. The O is a little guy inside the word circle, so like that. And here's the O on the key. And then we have a shallow divot, like this one. And even though this line passes through it, again, lines count where they end on a letter stem. So N-O-T. And then we have these guys. These are some 3 little circles, and it's really hard to tell where the words are in this because it's kind of a weird word. The word has to have a word circle, which is what this thicker circle is, before the letter A. And this is that little A on that word circle. So if you make a loop here, we just have 2 circles. And this third circle is the letter A, but it's closer to this word than to this word. So this word circle here has this letter A closer to it, where this is closer to this word circle. This word circle is just tiny because it's only got 1 letter, and that letter is A. So the word is kind of weird, but I like that you can make fun shapes like this with it. So I definitely lean into the weird. So not A, and then we have the bottom of this word circle here. 1, 2, 3 lines attached to this M, and then we continue around. Again, this A counts here, but this A counts here. And then we have this. This is what we call a letter stack. And letter stacking is when you have multiple letters in the same row stacked on top of each other. And this is a double line, and it's the same thickness. So that means it's going to be the same letter. So this is a double T, because a T is a shallow divot with no modifiers. And then an E is a little guy, and you can stick the little guy vowels inside our consonants. So here we have an E centered right in the middle of our consonant stem. And that is shown here. So we have that T going around that T with an E in the middle. And then we have our R, which is a shallow divot with 3 dots. So like that, or like here in the guide. Then we have an O. It's another little guy inside our word circle. Bam. And then we have this deep divot shape here with 1, 2, 3 lines. So 3 lines makes that an F. So of. And then we have this word starting at the bottom. Shallow divot is a T. I line going inwards, so there's a TI stack, just like that one. And then we also have an ME stack, just like this one here. 1, 2 lines that are thick, plus this third little sneaky guy adds up to 3. And then we have that E right in the middle. And lines that pass through things do not count. So T-I-M-E. Well, I'm apparently yawning right now, so that's a thing. And then we have this comma, which is on our sentence circle, which is this thing, which is where our start marker is as well. So it's not a matter of time, comma. Then we have this. So again, continuing, starting at the bottom, going up, would be how you follow this. I, T, apostrophe S, that's another it's, just like before. These two are the same. 1, 2, 3 lines. Then we have a J. This guy has no modifiers. And I'm actually going to put these out. If you caps lock in the font, they split up. J by itself. Then a U line going outwards. Then we have this shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 lines making it an S. And then we have a T, shallow divot, no modifiers. So just, and then we have another word, just like this word, just with the letter A. Here's that little A on that word circle. So it's just and then we have matter, 1, 2, 3 lines on the M, A outside the word circle. Then we have a T. This here is our shallow divot. Then another T, but this T has the E in it. And then we have an E nestled inside it. And then we have a shallow divot with 3 dots. So this word matter and this word matter look incredibly different. And part of that is because I have the T's separated in this one, and I have the T's together in this one. And then we have another word of, which is done very similar to this, just with some thick lines here to kind of match my little thick line pattern I've got going on. Anyway, O, F, just like this, O, F, O, F. Then we have a T, shallow divot, no modifiers, because this line passes through it. And this shows the T and the I stacked together like this, but I'm going to go ahead and split that up. Have the T and the I separate, because we have the T and the I separate here. Then we have an M with 1, 2, 3 lines on it, plus an I inside the M. So that would be an M and then I, and then I have the NG kind of hidden here. An NG is a circle on the line of a word circle with 3 lines. So we have this line, plus this line, plus this line. So that would be timing. Which again, if we take these guys and we unfont them, it's just a matter of timing. And again, capitalization is not a thing really in the script. You can just make things bigger or smaller or bolder or whatever. And then this is, it's not a matter of time, it's just a matter of timing. So yeah, that's how this works. I hope you like it. Thanks, bye.